Hi, welcome back. It's Laura at Hyperstamper. I just finished my second to last Christmas junk journal for the year. And before I jump into this, I want to thank my friend over at Rainy Day Gypsy. Her link is below to her YouTube channel, and she did a little podcast interview with me, and it was really, really fun. I got to talk about how I make my journals and what inspires me. And so if you get a chance, click on the link below and check her out. She's awesome. So now let's get to this beautiful Christmas journal. This is from a vintage book, a 70-year-old book, and this is the original image that was on the front of the book, and it's called Cream Hill. Now I've added these wonderful vintage beads down the side and this really cool glass vintage ornament here, and this here is an actual vintage ornament. I got the feeling somewhere along the years somebody repainted this because it looks to be in pretty good shape, but the rest is all original. You can even see the stitching on Santa's hat here, the hand stitching and how worn it is, and the old pom-poms. I love it. Now I've only attached it with some double-sided tape so that somebody could pull that off. If you want it on permanently, just give it maybe a little bit of glue back there. But I wanted somebody to be able to actually hang it on their tree if they wanted. It's pretty cool. And this antique lace down here and tatting up here, hand tatting. It's just one of the best covers for Christmas that I've made yet, I think. So let me just show you the inside. Every single page is themed Christmas using authentic antique and vintage ephemera. And all of the inserts are also Christmas themed and also original. And I'm about to put it in my Etsy shop, hyperstamper.etsy.com, and I hope you'll check it out. So I put this little book in here, which I think is just so sweet. It was a little hymn book, and it's got this beautiful angel on the front, and then the original front and back pages here. So I've made it a flip out so that you can journal on both sides with antique paper here and here. And then up here in this pocket is from the early 1900s, from a school book, and this is on how snowflakes are made. Isn't that cool? I just love that so much. So I'm going to tuck that back into where it belongs there. And then these are some Christmas seals from 1968. And this is from the 40s here, this book page I made into a pocket, and this is very cool. And this is from 1883. And look at this wonderful image here. It's very whimsical. Christmas cheer. Isn't that fantastic? I really like it. It's very precious, and you can do anything you want in there. It's even got the original inscription up top. I just love this little image here. This is one of the original first pages of this book, and it's got that beautiful roaring fire just like at Christmas. This is a vintage book, over 50 years old, and it's 39 cents. Isn't that wonderful? So you can journal on here. This is a pocket made, a little crocheted angel, and that's from the 40s. And then this here is from a vintage tree book from the 70s, so about 50 years old. And we've got the pines there. And this is a vintage music sheet, Christmas time. I love that. Some nice green crochet down here. And then these are my 1920s flinch cards, and I picked 2 and 5. I think it's my last 2 as well. So 25 for December 25th. And this is really cool. So this came in a book. It's an 1800s book, and I don't know when this young person or older person made this, but they used to use old books to make into scrapbooks, and this person glued all of these little articles on, some games here, poems, and this here says Christmas holiday games, so they're questions and answers for a holiday game. And I just thought that was really cool. Pretty special piece. You'll never see anything like it. That came from a 1950s school book. Different words. And this is the little story of Tiny Tim up here. That's from the 30s. And then here's a little Christmas poem down here from the 20s. And look at this wonderful plate from the early 1900s. Sorry. Look at this. All the little kids building the snowman there. And then I put antique paper on the back so you can journal on there. And then this is a great page out of a magazine, Christmas magazine here, and I believe that is also from the 50s. Isn't that great? All different ways to decorate your food in the holidays. Nice and colorful. This plate here is from the early 1900s. It's a beautiful plate, and it's on its original backing paper there from the book. So you can actually pull that out very carefully if you wanted to and keep that or frame it. It's a very famous print, and it's not very often you'll get an original like this, so pretty cool. Most of them are replicas, which is fun. When I mean replicas, I mean vintage rather than antique. Now let's see here. I just made this into a little journaling booklet, and it's got some of these wonderful recipes from the 50s there. And this page here is from the 1800s. And this fell out of a book here. It's this little, it would have been a gift tag sticker or to close gifts. And it's a little kitty cat coming out of a present. I just thought that was awesome. And that came out of a 1940s book. And look at this. This is either 1930s or 40s. I cannot place it. I only know by the styling of it. But it's a little Christmas card. And I just love it. It's to Myrna from Betty. Isn't that wonderful? It's one of my last Christmas cards, vintage and antique. That was an antique. So we've got some real white birch bark down here from our Canadian forests. And this is a beautiful lace pocket. And then this is a page again out of a magazine, Holiday Projects. Look at all these. And actually, some of these are really fun. So you might want to replicate them. Another vintage tree book there. And then there's the other side of that vintage Santa Claus page, cover page. And then this is also from a magazine here. It's not wonderful. Prunes on one side and the nativity scene on the other side. Odd coupling that the publisher did, but that's pretty cool. That's from the 50s. This is from the 1920s here. Lovely sleigh ride down here. Okay, and then this is just a really fun advertisement for gift packs. Make good Santa presents. And here's another wonderful magazine page here all about Christmas from the or that even be the late 40s. But here's one of my favorite things in this journal. This is a gold-leafed postcard, embossed, dry embossed and lifted. And it is absolutely a stunning scene with Christmas greetings down here. And then on the back, you can see that that is from 1910, 114 years old, and a lovely little message there. I love it. Heartbreaking almost to give it up, but it is time for somebody else to enjoy it. This pattern paper here is from a vintage pattern book, and it's red and green. And this is just a really cool page, again, out of that 1950s magazine. Look at the door. Isn't that cool? I remember things like this. Just love it. All how to decorate your doors at Christmas. And again, this page here is made from an 1850s book. And the image that was behind it was dyed into the opposite page, which I love. That came out of a vintage magazine as well. Made this pocket out of a 1950s postage stamp collector's book page. And this came out of a cookbook. Look at that. You've got the Christmas greetings cake there. Nice and colorful. And slip that back into this pocket here. There we go. Okay, I'm in a bad angle here if you're wondering why I can't do this. Okay, and then this is a receipt, and the reason I put this in is because it just reminded me of all the different things you would use to bake Christmas goodies. So that's why I put that one in there, and that's from 1953. Not neat. And then down here, we have some of these antique banknotes, and they are red and green. That's why I chose them. I've got the numbers on the back, which I just think is a really cool effect. Love the graphics and the font. Now this came from this classic Christmas book. This is 52 years old, this one, Petunia's Christmas, and this is one of the full colored pages. There was just a few, but I love it. Isn't she precious? Look at that. Love it. This is early 1900s, beautiful winter scene here, and I made it into a pocket. And inside is another Betty Crocker's, Better Homes and Gardens 1956 recipe page on Christmas desserts. Right? I would love it if somebody would tell me that they made one of the recipes they got in my antique journals. That would just make my day. Here we have a winter scene from Newfoundland, and that is from the early 1900s as well. And then this is from a 1930s children's book. The toys reminds me of Christmas stories, and the antique paper on the back to journal. And then this is just a little write up about Christmas in the forward of an antique book. Antique paper on the back there too, and more. This is really cool. This is from the 40s. Sorry, I'm a liar. This is from the 60s. This one's from the 40s. It's an advertisement for a letter to Santa. And I love this on the back. What Christmas brings some moms. Anacin. Remember Anacin. Headache medicine. Not that I'm that old, but maybe a little bit closer than I'd like to be. Antique paper on the back, and this wonderful doll costume. This doll going skating in the winter. Another beautiful winter scene here, early 1900s. And this is very cool. This came from a neat book. I have it right here. It's called Games and Parties the Year Round by Nellie M. Lewis. It's quite old, and these are Christmas games. So I wanted that to live in a Christmas journal. Isn't that neat? This is an early 1900s bird book page, and that's the cardinal. And I've got this cardinal feather in there, which I pulled from my garden. I have lots of cardinals back there. So every now and again, a couple times a year, I get a beautiful feather gifted to me by the cardinals. Another Christmas stamp there. This is cool. This is from the 30s, and it's students learning how to write letters. And this one's about Christmas shopping. So I thought that was kind of cool to put in there. As soon as I see the word Christmas anywhere, it goes right into my Christmas folder. This is a beautiful 1800s hymn book with the words to different Christmas carols. And that's from the early 1900s there as well. This is a really fun magazine page with Christmas recipes on it. This is from the 20s. Look at that beautiful coloring of the mom and the little kid looking at the snow. And Jack Frost here. Story of Jack Frost. Got the squirrels up here. Christmas story from the 1950s here. And then this beautiful plate, and that is from the 1930s. That's the Holy Family there. And then this is from the 1800s, Wish You Merry Christmas. And then on the back here, wash me and I shall be whiter than snow. Isn't that lovely? And here's those wonderful things that you can make for Christmas. We've got a vintage Christmas carol here, great images. And then another really big page from a magazine all about things that you can make for Christmas as gifts and things you can knit. Isn't that wonderful? I love it. Oh my gosh. It's it's sad to see these go, but I just love the collection in this one. And this is the page from the Curly Tops Snowed In. A little Christmas story about the curly tops. So there you go. I hope you love it as much as I loved making it. Come back soon and don't forget to subscribe. Bye for now.